Canelo comes out and does what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
With Crawford, what are Crawford's keys to victory when you are fighting someone like Canelo, who, albeit maybe not in height, but in stature, is a much bigger man than him?
Control the center of the ring.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo.
Yes. Terence win.
Boxing fans are always excited about potential super fights, and a showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is one of the most talked about matchups in the sport. But beyond the fan excitement, what do boxing legends and experts think about this potential clash? Let's take a closer look. Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion, has dominated multiple weight divisions with his power, skill, and experience. On the other hand, Terence Crawford, an undefeated three-division champion, recently cemented his legacy by becoming the first undisputed welterweight champion in the four-belt era.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know. And he had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terence, because this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that guy. Right. Should have fought a guy that was just come straight at him. The guy was too awkward.
He's herky-jerky. Yeah.
Crawford's incredible versatility and high boxing IQ make him one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. This potential matchup would be a battle between two of boxing's best, but there are many questions surrounding it. Can Crawford handle Canelo's power at 168 pounds?
Looks like it's going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that bout?
I have nothing to say. It's a good fight. And it's a good fight. I wish both of them the best.
All right, next question. Do you use that for motivation? I know like Canelo's like, you know.
I definitely do use that as motivation because if I was such an easy fighter and target, he would have came and beat me already. Just for him not fighting me lets me know how dangerous I am.
How would you approach a fight?
Is there scissors? Is there scissors? Ask for scissors. Go ahead.
How would you approach a fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting him.
Will Canelo be able to deal with Crawford's speed, movement, and ability to switch stances? These factors make this fight an intriguing challenge for both fighters. Many former champions and boxing analysts have weighed in on this fantasy matchup.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight, you know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo if Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you, but it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight, but I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and and after this fight, what else are they gonna say? You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at WC are fighting each other. So I mean, it shouldn't be. It should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, you know, I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, you know, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But you know, I see that weight class, you know, I want to become champion at 175, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Some believe Canelo's size, strength, and experience at higher weight classes would be too much for Crawford. Others argue that Crawford's elite skills, ring IQ, and ability to adapt could give him a real shot at victory. Legends like Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather have often emphasized the importance of skills over size, while others, like Bernard Hopkins, stress the physical advantages that come with fighting in higher weight divisions.
Potential fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford. How do you see that fight? Who do you
like? Terence. It's
wow.
My friend, but it's crazy man. Listen, I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo.
Yes, Terence win. But listen, Terence is different man. Terence work in две стойка.
Two sides.
Two sides.
Right.
And
And
right,
switch hitter.
yes,
He's a switch hitter.
Right and left. But it's very smart man. It's very, very, very smart. But feel distance and place.
Adjustment.
Spacing,
Exactly.
boxing.
You don't think the weight difference will be a factor too much?
Mario, you're asking him?
That's why. That's why I'm asking exactly.
But, Canelo big, Canelo too good boxer. But I say that.
Wow.
Some experts believe that while Crawford is supremely talented, moving up to fight someone as powerful as Canelo could be a huge risk. While both fighters have expressed interest in facing each other, there are many challenges in making this fight a reality. Weight class differences, promotional agreements, and financial negotiations all play a role. However, in boxing, anything is possible if there's enough demand.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boot? Boot trying to take over and start beating the guys around him, prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He willing to take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight Benavidez next. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I took it as high as I could go. I'm done.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if he gets the win. Like, oh my God.
For now, fans can only speculate, but one thing is certain: if Canelo and Crawford ever step into the ring together, it would be a fight for the ages. When it comes to legendary voices in boxing, few carry as much weight as Mike Tyson. The former undisputed heavyweight champion has seen it all in the sport, and his opinion on a potential showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford holds significant value.
The others say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean?
Tyson has immense respect for both fighters, recognizing their incredible skill sets, accomplishments, and dominance in the ring. However, when asked about this potential super fight, Iron Mike leans toward Canelo Alvarez as the likely winner. His reasoning? Size, power, and experience at higher weight classes. Canelo Alvarez has fought and won titles across multiple weight divisions, from junior middleweight to light heavyweight.
I don't think that should happen. Look, I like Crawford, and I think Canelo is a beast at that weight. Honestly, I would advise Crawford not to do that.
Canelo versus Jamel Charlo playing out.
I think Canelo just outboxes. Well, no, doesn't outbox him, but I think just outpowers him and beats him to the punch. And you do give Canelo does have some sort of decent speed as well. So I think Canelo just wins that fight easy.
Would it be a knockout?
Could be, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
He has faced and beaten some of the best fighters at 168 and even 175 pounds. His experience against naturally bigger opponents gives him a key advantage over Crawford, who has never fought above 147 pounds. Tyson believes that Canelo's power would be a major factor in this fight.
Terence is not a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? He's special. And, Canelo, he's a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter. Still on the pound-for-pound list, I'm sure towards somewhere near the top, and it's exciting. Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a big question mark on the end of it, though. So. That's why, I'm sure all of us are excited for that bell to ring and, be able to find out firsthand.
He has shown the ability to stop elite fighters with devastating body shots and precise counterpunching. Crawford, while incredibly skilled, has never faced an opponent with the kind of power and physicality that Canelo brings. Despite favoring Canelo, Tyson acknowledges Crawford's talent and adaptability.
What round does Crawford get knocked out? I'm gonna put 8. Let's put it on the universe. So I'm gonna put it on 8. 8. And if it goes the other way, I 8. I 8. So yeah, Ryan, Joe, and Eddie Reynoso also. That'd be cool, man. We all get work. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have our own underground boxing, me and Ryan, before we fight.
The undefeated welterweight champion is one of the most complete fighters in the sport, with exceptional footwork, speed, and ring IQ. His ability to switch stances and adjust his strategy mid-fight makes him a dangerous opponent for anyone. However, Tyson points out that moving up in weight is always a challenge, especially against someone as seasoned and powerful as Canelo.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fight too. I can't believe they made that happen. So yeah, Turkey's been making a lot of great fights happen. You can't really hate on it. But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason, right?
He said Teofimo and Boots are going to be on your October undercard.
Oh, yeah,
and
I
the
heard
winners
that.
would fight each other. Is
I
that what you were told?
didn't know that, but I'm
What do you
down.
think of that?
I don't care. Yeah, let's do it. I wanted to fight Teofimo too.
The last one, I gotta do this. I agree with you that there's just like there's a lot of sanctioning bodies, there's a lot of promoters, there's gonna be more testing organizations, not just one. Tell me about that. Why are you so adamant about no body?
I think that when a coach is pushing a certain organization, it just strikes me off weird. And for it to be like a mandatory thing, like why can't I use another organization, you know? But again, I don't want to talk about them because, you know, it might sue them.
While skills can often outweigh size, there is a limit to how much weight a fighter can comfortably move up without losing their advantages. In Tyson's eyes, Canelo's experience fighting bigger opponents and his ability to handle power at higher weights make him the favorite in this matchup. While he doesn't count Crawford out completely, he sees the weight and strength difference as too much for the smaller fighter to overcome.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov is a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
Of course, in boxing, anything can happen, and great fighters often defy expectations. If this fight ever becomes a reality, fans would be in for a thrilling battle between two of the sport's best. When discussing a potential fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, one factor always stands out: Canelo's power.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Many boxing experts and former champions believe that Crawford's skill set is elite, but going up against someone as strong and experienced as Canelo presents a serious challenge. Canelo Alvarez has spent years competing against naturally bigger and stronger fighters.
With Crawford going up, I believe he can put a beating on anybody 154, 160.
But not 68.
Nah, Benavidez is...
Canelo.
Oh, Canelo. I think he's a smart fighter. He doesn't rely on his power. Crawford ain't a fighter who just relies on his power. And then Canelo, you know, when he's fought Belenga, then fought Ryder, Munguia, it's even. I think it'd be a 50-50 fight if Crawford fought Canelo.
Moving up through multiple weight divisions, he has faced top-tier opponents at 160, 168, and even 175 pounds.
I think skills pay the bills.
Yeah.
And I feel like, truthfully, he's not as little as people think. Like, people think he's like very small.
He cut weight to get to 147, 154.
Yes. Yeah. He's not as small as like people think. It's just he look like it. Yeah. So like if you see him in
person,
and he get on a scale or something, You wouldn't believe that's his weight.
I told somebody the other day he might get on the scale weighing like 166, 167 fighting Canelo, and people wouldn't believe how ripped up and cut up he'll still look. He won't look like he's overweight Terence Crawford. He gonna look like a solid Terence Crawford.
I think he beat Canelo though. I've been saying. I remember when he fought when they fought. Go watch an interview after the fight. I literally said I think Terence Crawford would beat Canelo.
Okay, I wouldn't say that.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
No cap.
I did tell him after the Spence fight. I said, "Man, go get Canelo. You the greatest."
Yeah.
That's era.
For sure.
Yeah, it's no question.
No question. Yes.
Actually, back to the you and Terence working together, because you've shared everything you've learned from him. There was fans doing their homework in the Avanesian fight and in the Spence fight, saying actually it looks like Terence may have taken a couple things from Shakur as well, not just Shakur taking things from.
Names like Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, and Dmitry Bivol are just a few of the high-level fighters he has taken on in heavier divisions. This experience gives Canelo a clear advantage over Crawford, who has never fought above 147 pounds.
It's kind of tough, but if anybody can do it, I think it would be Terence Crawford. I mean, skill-wise, I give him, I think he's a better fighter than Canelo, but Canelo is also a great fighter but he owns that weight class that he's in. So, I would just say that I think that Crawford has to fight almost a perfect fight to win, and take advantage of Canelo's mistakes.
Yeah, so we have, is it almost kind of a battle of, we have two guys, obviously the best, two of the best 3 or 4 boxers in the sport, regardless of weight class, but, which one is closer to the version of their prime, right? They're both getting older. I mean, they're both still, very, very good at this point, but, do you think maybe one of them it's time for him to start falling off, and that might be the difference in this fight, that one starts to trail off a little bit?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, both guys are aging, and you never know. You never know when they're going to show their age. So it could be either one of them that does that. But I mean, I just lean toward Crawford because I just see dude has so many skills, and I mean, I just see that him possibly winning the fight by decision.
While Crawford's skill, speed, and ring IQ are exceptional, stepping into the ring against a fighter accustomed to handling bigger opponents is a different challenge altogether. Canelo is known for his devastating punching power, particularly in his body shots and counterpunching ability. He has stopped world-class fighters with well-placed, crushing shots, breaking them down over the course of a fight.
Catches and slips, he's really good. But Crawford is just so clutch. His conditioning is so good. They're going to be about similar heights. Crawford's a little taller. He's longer. And I think that Crawford's adjustments in fights are so underrated. He is a master adjuster. He finds something in every fight and just goes with it. That last fight, people talk about he struggled. You know what he found that last fight? A simple jab. He just started beating the guy up with a jab. He finds something in every fight. And he don't fight a lazy fight.
Even opponents with strong chins have struggled to absorb his power. While Crawford has an impressive ability to adjust and counter, he has never faced a puncher of Canelo's caliber at a weight this high. Moving up significantly in weight can affect a fighter's durability, and taking clean shots from someone like Canelo could be a major problem for Crawford. There's no doubt that Crawford is one of the most skilled fighters in boxing today. His ability to switch stances, control distance, and adapt mid-fight makes him a dangerous opponent.
Not official, but it may be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford. Against Matvedorf, people are going to say, oh, he had some hiccups. Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Matvedorf was a little difficult to eat, he's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. When you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beaten? He unified the. What was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter.
However, the question remains, can he withstand the physicality and power of a naturally bigger, stronger opponent like Canelo? Some believe that Crawford's boxing IQ could help him outmaneuver Canelo, avoiding big shots and frustrating him with movement. But others argue that skill can only go so far when size and strength come into play. While Crawford is an elite fighter with incredible talent, Canelo's power and experience at higher weights make this a tough fight for him.
Crawford, switch hitter. He did all right in his first fight at 54, but now he'll get more comfortable as a bigger guy. He's actually not that small, this, that, and the other. Yesterday on my program, I spoke to David Benavidez, and I asked him about this fight, and his response surprised me. I want to play this clip for you and get your response to David's answer. Here it is.
It's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for, I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say 25.
Crawford is good. Crawford is good. And of course. I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long, long time. And, Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight. So I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long, long time. So
if this matchup ever happens, it would be fascinating to see whether Crawford's skill or Canelo's power prevails in the ring. When it comes to analyzing boxing matchups, few opinions hold as much weight as Floyd Mayweather's. The undefeated legend, who has faced Canelo Alvarez in the ring, brings a unique perspective to the debate. While many believe Canelo's size and power would be too much for Terence Crawford, Mayweather sees things differently.